Welcome to another episode of the Suited to Serve podcast. Also, I want to tell everybody a happy new year. I'm excited about my guest today. He is the owner of the classic New Paint and Body. He's also the owner of Club Bloom, located in Fayetteville, North Carolina. One of the founding members of the Money Gang. But most importantly, he's a husband. He's a father. The big homie, Robb.
Yeah.
What's happening, Robb?
What's up, dog?
How you doing,
What's
man?
Up, I'm all right, man.
Welcome,
I'm all right.
man.
I'm
I
all right.
appreciate you
Hey,
being
listen,
here.
I'm glad to be here. It took us
Yeah.
a little second, but I'm glad.
Right. But it says a lot about us. We kept trying.
Yeah,
we kept trying.
Yeah, definitely.
So before we get in the interview, man, I gotta know. Give me your top 5 MCs. Who you vibing to right now?
My top 5 MCs ever, or who I'm vibing to right now?
Give me both.
All right, so I don't really stay up on like whatever the next trend is, or like the new guys. So my top 5 guys is this is in no order because I don't want nobody to get on me for saying Ross first, but so it'll be Ross,
We
of
have
course.
that in common.
It'll always be Jigga. Jigga will always be in my top 5. And Nipsey will always be in my top 5. Drake, I like that guy. And that 5th spot can kind of float around to whatever I'm on that particular week. It might be Jeezy, it might be Meek Mill, it might be like something in that category, the old Roddy Ricch, something like that.
Got you.
Like that's kind of like the soundtrack to what I be on.
Got
you. Know what I'm saying?
Got you. Now those are good selections, man. Me and you have a few of those in common. Ross is my guy. Of course, Hove is my guy.
Right.
I expected those two from you for sure.
Right.
For sure. So man, I want to give people that don't know you. I'm sure most people that live in Fayetteville have heard the name Robb Barber. So I kind of want to give them a window into who you are. You're upgrading the nightlife here in Fayetteville. You've done a lot in the community. You one of Fayetteville's finest, man. But I
appreciate that.
Yeah, for sure.
I appreciate that.
You know that though, Robb. Come on now.
I mean, but it's like sometimes people forget who been around that's been doing it. Depending upon who comes in and who is ushered in by who, they they just forget. And I'm not even just saying just the people who know you, like some of the people who support you, they forget what you do. You know what I'm saying?
Because you do it so much, you think they take you for granted a bit?
Not just myself. I think that they take anybody who wins for granted. You know what I'm saying? Like if they win too much, it's like, I mean, we sick of seeing this nigga winning. And they don't even realize whether you winning or not. It's just their perception of you winning. They just sick of it.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, nigga got this. I don't care about this nigga having that. It becomes almost like they love you when you coming up, but they hate you when you make it. And
that's a bar.
And that making it is all is how the person perceives it. You know what I'm saying? Because my make it might not be your make it. A person may look at me and say, "Oh man, he's doing excellent," and I'm over this bit struggling. Like trying to figure it out, trying to make sure that I support my family, trying to make sure that my kids get what they ask for. I'm crying in the shower. You know what I'm saying? But people don't get to see those times.
Right.
Like they don't get to see you almost tapped out, so they just feel like the nigga winning.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because of materialistic things that really don't even mean much to me. I just get it.
Nah, that's definitely a great perspective to have. But I think the real ones do. I think a person like myself, I see you make moves, bro. It's inspiring, bro.
But you're a positive guy, though.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like ever since I've known you've been a positive guy.
I appreciate it.
And it's not even like we had an introduction.
Right.
We kind of knew people who knew each other, and then we started talking.
Yeah.
And it was always positive, and it was always supportive.
No doubt.
It wasn't never on no funny shit like, oh man,
Man, you had posted something similar to what we're talking about not long ago. You basically was like, instead of having animosity and secret competitions with people, it's okay to show admiration.
Yeah.
I'm paraphrasing. You didn't use exactly those words, but I felt that, man, because that's the kind of energy I'm on.
Man, but see, see what it is like in the society that we're in the black community, they don't never want to. They can't back up to let somebody else lead. If they're not the leader, they hate the situation. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
it's hard for people to put their own personal aside because they feel like that they're better than you. You know, like it always has to. It's kind of like what we was discussing before the camera started rolling about like the rappers. And you remember I said I don't really like to compare people like that because everybody's great in their own right.
Right.
You know, like, but in our community, it's like if you got a podcast and I got a podcast, right? It's like we got to figure out which one is better.
Right.
You can't be great at what you do and I'm great at what I do.
And we work together.
Right. We got to not even if we don't work together. Right. People have to compare us.
Right.
You know, like, and I think that that's just like a recipe for disaster.
I agree.
You know, because even if you don't have no animosity, if you keep being compared to somebody, you
it secretly builds it.
Unless the person is a billionaire.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know, if the person is a billionaire, you have no problems with being compared to that person.
Right.
You know, but if you feel like they're just doing okay, you're gonna keep looking at it like you ain't gotta compare me to them. You might even start getting slightly upset when people bring it up.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Now that's real because even when people in sports, they try to compare Bron to Jordan. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yo, let's just appreciate Bron. He ain't got much time left.
Both of them is ill in their own right.
Yeah, of course.
But like not even a comparison. They just ill.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like each person wears a different crown. You know, there are multiple kings, you know, like, you know, if you check history, there were kings that reigned at the same time in different areas, right? It doesn't stop me from being a king if you want to. Now, you're not the king of me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not the king of you, but I can respect the fact that you're a king in your own right.
Right.
So it just goes back to most people, they don't respect nobody.
I think it's just foolish pride as well. Because
I could agree.
Because in my mind, if I'm a king and you a king, you know some things about this role that maybe I don't. Vice versa. Yeah. Why not try to connect and build?
Because people,
you know what I mean?
Because you have to first respect in this respect with everything. You have to respect the fact that the other person's a king too.
Right.
You know, like or queen if they're in that same realm.
Sure.
You know, me and a couple of my homeboys, we always talk about stuff like this. Like sometimes I actually forget that I am the boss in my area. You know what I'm saying? And what I'm doing. And I say I forget it because I'm a people's person. You know what I'm saying? I like to interact. I like to, you know, allow people to have access to me. But I realize that the higher that I go up, the less I have to allow people to have access to me. It's detrimental to my survival.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You're spreading yourself too thin.
Exactly. Yeah. And it's, you know, like, and it becomes scary. You know, I got like a million stories, like in the, you know, I get into conversations about money only with people with money most of the time. And there's no disrespect to people who don't have money, but 2024 was like the worst year in my entire life.
Really?
Right. People see me doing businesses and stuff like that, but 2024 was the absolute worst year in my entire life. I've lost more money in 2024 than in almost in my entire life.
Not to get too personal, but did the losses come due to investments? Or?
The losses came to business. It came to trusting people. It came, you know, like it came from all different types of stuff.
I got you.
You know, like just when you rack them up, 2024 whooped my ass. But to the people, it looked like I was winning. And that goes back to how people feel about you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know?
Right. No doubt. No doubt. Well, before we get too deep, man, I wanna start from the beginning, man. Okay. Talk to us about your upbringing, your moms and pops, man. How did moms and pops influence the man we see today?
So my mother and my father are both from Philly.
Okay. Okay. That explains.
But they didn't meet in Philly. They met somewhere else. Yeah.
Okay.
My father was in the military. My mother, you know, like she just worked regular jobs or whatever. They end up getting a divorce when I was young. My father remarried. My mother never remarried. Um, I watched my mother go through particular struggles that made me want to be a particular type of man. You know, and it made me, you know, how some people they go through something, they may dislike what their father did or whatever, but they end up turning out like their father. Me, I just knew everything that I did not want to be, and I just worked on that. You know, like whatever I felt like my mother lacked when I got married, I did not want my wife to lack those items.
That's dope.
You know, like, so that's what I concentrated on. You know, concentrated on her not having to pay for nothing, you know, except for the things that she might have wanted to pay for. You know, always being there for my children, not just mentally, but financially. You know, like they could always count on their dad, you know, without no excuses. If they need, you know, of course we ain't all gonna get every want, but I try to supply those too.
For sure.
You know,
For sure.
but my wife, a lot for me to be the person that I am. Like these different businesses that I do have, it creates, my wife being there allows for me to go while she takes care of the kids. You know what I'm saying? And she's not even like a person who wants to be out no more, nothing like that. You know, so it works out well for us.
Gotcha.
You know, like she tells me businesses that I shouldn't do, and maybe I should listen.
Of course,
you know,
of course.
But I don't.
Did she ever give you that look if it don't work out the way you?
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
But she knows that if I don't do it my way, then in the back of my mind, I'm gonna always feel like that, you know, like that something stopped me or that I need to go ahead and do it. That's how I ended up doing the restaurant. But you know,
you talking about the salad box?
Yeah,
okay.
Yep. That's how I ended up doing that. Between her and my father is why I ended up doing that.
So you still have a good relationship with your pop?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, definitely. Growing up, I can't say that I liked how he handled stuff, but my dad is my dad.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, in the utmost respect to my father. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
Because a lot of times, like, if your parents are from the city, they didn't know. You know, like they didn't have a guideline. You know, they was trying to make it too. So you want to fault them for not knowing, but then as you have children and you start looking around, you know, you didn't know. You know what I'm saying?
You're able to give them some grace.
Yeah. You have to give them the grace. You know, because if not, like, ain't nobody perfect. Whether it doesn't matter whether it's your mother, you'll find out things that your mother might have done later on in life. Doesn't matter whether it's your father, you feel like that you knew stuff that your father didn't do right. You know what I'm saying? But I still love my dad. You know what I'm saying?
And that's dope.
Yeah, and I definitely I wear my mama every day.
Okay.
And my mama's still alive. I'm one of them guys. You know what I'm saying? I absolutely.
That's
you know.
That's what makes you who you are, man. You're a loving guy.
Yeah.
I'm learning that in this conversation just by the way you spoke of your wife and your mom.
Oh yeah. I don't mess around when it comes to that.
No doubt.
You know, I was sitting at the table today. I took my me and my kids just went out and got some lunch, and we sitting at the table, and we were just talking about, you know, that movie Taken.
Yeah.
Right. You know, like where the dude was pretty much just trying to get his daughter back. You know what I'm saying? But he was like, yeah, I got a certain set of skills and blah, blah, blah. Right. And I was telling my kids, like, if somebody took them, I'd go absolutely crazy.
Yeah.
You know, like, and you don't know, most of the time, you don't know what you'll do until you're going through that, going through that particular thing. Yeah. But when it comes to mine, I know what I'm going to do. I know what I'm going to do. Like, I have a problem, like, when they are going through something at their age, like arguing, they may get into it with a person in school or something. Yeah, I be wanting to get involved. Like, hey man, why don't you tell them?
Yeah.
But I gotta let it ride sometimes.
So, how many children do you have?
I have a total of 5 children.
5. Okay. Yeah, what's the age ranges on them?
My oldest son is 28.
Okay.
And then my daughter, she's 24, and then my next son is 17, and then my daughter's 14, and then my son is 11.
Yeah. Do they understand who dad is?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, They have for a long time because of the way they see people interact with me.
Gotcha.
My wife don't give a damn about that.
Of course
You know what I'm
not.
saying?
Yeah.
But my kids,
Yeah.
they see it. They see they may be in a room before I come in the room.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and when a person finds out that I'm their father,
Mm-hmm.
they always tell me that they treat them different.
Yeah.
You know, like that they, you know, like that they are overly nice to them. They talk to them about their dad and stuff like that, which I appreciate.
Yeah.
But that's one of the things about living in a small city,
Mm-hmm.
you know, like where if you kind of do move in shape, people know.
Yeah.
You know, and now people that are in our age bracket are starting to become the people who
All the
run
movers and
stuff.
shakers, yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so when you might have grew up with somebody, now they're the principal of the school.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like, but you went through high school with them or went to college with them,
Mm-hmm.
and y'all laughed and joked and did a bunch of things that y'all probably shouldn't have done. And now they're in a position and you can kind of deal with, and
Yeah.
you still deal with them the same way.
Yeah.
You know, but nobody knows that. And you know.
And they appreciate
Yeah,
that. It maintains a level of normalcy.
That's right.
You know what I mean? When the people you came up with still treat you the same way.
That is a fact.
Absolutely.
That
you
is a
mentioned
fact.
college, man. I know you're an FSU grad.
That is correct. Also,
I know you're a proud alum.
Yes.
I was wondering.
And I'm a donating alum too.
Oh, that's important.
Yeah. I give back to my school.
No, that's dope.
Just the school or whether it's the athletic department. Shout out to Mike King. Shout out to Todd Bennett. They're the athletic directors of Fayetteville State.
Well, before I even get into my next question, man, talk to me about HBCU life for you. Like,
that was ill.
How did going to Fayetteville State help grow you?
Okay, so the people who are in
Leave a smile on his
Fayetteville.
face. Talk about Fayetteville State.
Man,
he lit up.
listen. I love FSU.
No doubt.
Like,
no
and
doubt.
The people who are in Fayetteville, a lot of them dodged Fayetteville State thinking that it was Fayetteville. Fayetteville State is its own separate world from Fayetteville.
Okay.
The place. You know, Fayetteville State, they have a lot of people that come from DC, a lot of people that come from Maryland, a lot of people come from Philly, a lot of people come from New York, you know, because their parents want to get them out of the city, so they send them down. And then you still get a lot of people that local or people that's coming from like 252 area. You know, a lot of those people come. A little bit of 919, but a lot of 252 and a lot of up north and DA and stuff like
that. Gotcha.
But going to Fayetteville State taught me how to network. You know,
how so?
So growing up, the majority of my time when I figured out who I was, I lived in Fayetteville, and I didn't have a lot of friends. You know, like I would get in fights all the time. I got kicked out of almost every school in Cumberland County, and so I was kind of like to myself. You know, I didn't have a lot of money growing up until I would hit about maybe like 15, because I was kind of doing my own thing at 15 by that time. So 15, 16, then I was already in the mix and it was whatever. But I was kind of doing my own thing and I kind of stuck to myself until I met my dog Travis Bailey. And when I met Travis, then we connected with Travis and them cousin, and then we kind of just had a whole team. You know what I'm saying? That was around the time I met you. You know what I'm saying? Like I started kind of just hanging with them, and it would be like 20 of us at that time. But some of them were out of school, some of them went to different schools, and then we went to Smith. You know what I'm saying? Until I got kicked out of there, but I had already got kicked out of a couple of other schools before I got to. So yeah.
I got you. So what'd you go to school for? What'd you go to Fayetteville State for?
Criminal justice.
Okay.
Yeah. I went to I went to Fayetteville State for criminal justice with a minor in communications.
So what kind of opened your mind to entrepreneurship? Like, because that doesn't fall in the same, you know, the criminal justice.
I had a son at 16.
Okay.
I had a son at 16 and I needed paper. So I would just be doing whatever I could do to get a little bit of extra paper. You know what I'm saying? Like that was the gist of it.
Gotcha.
It was no in between. That was the gist of it. And that created me wanting to get money. Because when you look at a child and you don't have, it's the craziest feeling in the world.
For sure.
You know? and they have to feel some type of way, like, but you're a big guy,
right?
You know, to them, even if I'm small, like they, you know, like to them, I'm the big guy, You know,
You
so
dad.
that's right. So you know, like, so you gotta, you know, kind of make it happen. Yeah.
So, did you have any other jobs before you got into entrepreneurship?
Hell yeah.
What'd you
A
do?
million jobs. I worked at Toys R Us. Listen, I remember one year I was working at Toys R Us, right? And it was right. It was like right around. It was in the spring, right before a bike rally. And man, I was so happy that I got the job. I was doing unloading the trucks. I was doing stocking, right? And it was the Friday of bike rally, and I had told everybody, "Nah, man, I'm gonna just, you know, I'm gonna just work, man. You know, like I got to do stuff. I got to get little Rob stuff and stuff like that." That was in my mind. So they all came to. This was Friday. It was early Friday. They all came to my job. I was working. All my homeboys. They all get, you know, like, because they about to go get on the road.
Yeah.
So they all came to the job, and they was all, you know, like there, whatever, and they joking. Goddamn, Rob, you really gonna sit in here and work all weekend? Yeah, man, I'm gonna work all weekend. Boy, they kept bugging me, and I let it get to me, and I quit my job that same day.
The same day, and went to the beach.
And went straight to the beach. I can't remember whether I took clothes with me that day. Like, but yeah, man, I went straight, you know, because everybody would get down there and go to the outlets and stuff like that, buy something to wear down there, you know, like, but yeah, man, yeah, that was probably another terrible decision that I made in my life, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, but I worked there. I was a probation and parole officer for a little while. I worked at Burger King before. When TLC used to wear the pink shirts, I worked at. Yep. Yeah. I worked at TLC before.
I think everybody came through TLC.
TLC, yeah. I worked like stripping floors for the educational system, like going to each school, doing that. I worked at the radio station.
Okay. You had a bunch of jobs.
A million jobs.
I mean, I've just always known you as this entrepreneur, bro. Yeah. Like, I was like, I wonder what Rob did before he got into this lane of entrepreneurship.
I watched niggas run up a bag, and I wanted it too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that was the gist of it.
Yeah.
You know, like me watching people that's in a different position that you can't even get to is what made me want to. You know what I'm saying? Like, just have, you know? Okay. I just wanted to have.
I got you. So I want to talk about Money Gang, man, but I did some homework on you.
Did you?
And I was told you was in a few other crews before you linked with the Money Gang.
Nah, but I think I know what you're about to say. But go ahead, I'm listening.
Hope Loop Boys?
No,
that wasn't your crew.
No,
so somebody gave me wrong information.
Yeah, okay. No. So what they're telling you is that this was around the time I got kicked out of Smith. I had to go to Westover.
Okay.
My dog, they call it, what do they call Cody now? But Cody Hawkins is my dog.
That name sound familiar.
Cody Hawkins is my dog. Stefan is my dog. Jeff, like all these boys ended up like being like real heavy in the
So these were the Hope Loop Boys that you're mentioning.
Yeah.
Got you. Okay.
Yeah. Those, like, you know, like they was doing like heavy. I think that they ended up doing some time for bank robberies and stuff like that.
Those understand the disconnect you want to
create. But no doubt that they my guys.
Yeah, they your guys. You just wasn't in that crew.
Right. You know, like, because that was that might have been, they was doing that in like 98. We was in high school like 96.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Okay. So there was a, you know, like, but those was my dogs though.
Got you.
You know, go ahead, I'm listening.
How about the PBC boys?
Oh, they talking about the Pretty Boy Clique.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, but all right, so they gonna say the Pretty Boy Clique and the Senior Mafia is all right, so all that is actually Money Gang.
Okay.
You know, like, so it's the same group of people.
Crew.
Nobody different. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Yeah.
Y'all just changed the name.
Yeah.
So I want you to talk to the people about the Money Gang. I know the Money Gang. I don't know everybody individually. I know a few of y'all that I'm really cool with. Right. I know y'all to be some fly brothers, first of all. Right. All seem to be go-getters. in whatever lane
Yeah,
they're
yeah,
in.
yeah, yeah,
Everybody
yeah.
seems to be a go-getter.
I could agree.
So talk to me about Money Gang. What is Money Gang about?
All right, so how that kind of started
Mm-hmm.
was, you know how like when you young, you looking for a name for your crew.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, didn't want to be Pretty Boy Click or
Mm-hmm.
nothing like that.
Y'all would outgrew that by
Yeah,
now.
my God, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But me and my homeboy, Puerto Rican Mike,
Yeah.
aka Jason Cole.
OG
Yeah,
Cole.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So me, him, and Shy just came home.
Yeah.
Yeah. We were sitting in the house or whatever. We were sitting in my crib.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, man, we got to come up with a name for something
Mm-hmm.
because we had started doing parties more. You know what I'm saying? So we was like, yo, we had like we need to come up with a name. So Mike came up, Jason Cole came up with the
Mm-hmm.
name At It Again. And if a person looks at some of our old flyers, it was At It Again of
Okay.
them. And we were watching TV. I used to watch there was a guy that used to come on, like, I can't remember what channel it was,
Mm-hmm.
but he would always be talking about stocks and bonds and, all different types of stuff or new things that was coming out and what you could invest in. But the name of the show was The Money Game.
Mm-hmm.
I said, oh, that sounds cool.
Mm-hmm.
So then, I think my dog Shy made a joke about it, like, yo, that's stupid. Nobody wants to hear that. And then I said it again. And then he said, all right, I'm gonna just tell everybody I came up with it. So, so it kind of stuck. And then when I was in college, it was Bang Bang Money Game.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's what it was. And then as we grew and got into our mid 30s and stuff, then
Mm-hmm.
I started just putting the infamous in front of it.
Yeah.
Because we were more infamous
Mm-hmm.
than like than not.
Do me a favor, shout out all the members, man.
Man, listen, man, we might be here all day if we
Oh,
start
y'all
talking
that
about.
deep? Okay.
Man, listen. All right. So we have people that are definitely, like, if you see and walk around with this chain on,
Okay.
right? We have those people. Then we have also like people that grew up with us that they've been running with us
Okay.
forever.
So it's too many. Got you.
Right.
Got you.
But if you're just talking about like the people that the majority know and stuff like
Yeah.
that they see around,
Mm-hmm.
of course, you got myself.
Mm-hmm.
You got Jason Cove.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, you got Derek Curry, aka Shy.
Mm-hmm.
You got Ty Busky, Risk Taker Ty. You got Omar. You got Coop. You got Tank. You got
Look, don't get in trouble, man.
yeah, because that's what
You
happens
start
when you
calling
start
names.
naming.
Yeah, don't
You
get
know what
in
I'm saying?
trouble.
Like, but
I
it's
got you. I didn't realize I didn't realize
yeah.
it was so
Those are just the people.
connected.
Those are
Yeah.
just the people who got changed.
Got
You
you.
know what I'm saying, right? But then you got people that another person might not even know, and I love sometimes of them not knowing,
Yeah.
like, because they'll get to talking around them and they don't realize that they're connected to.
Got you.
Like my dog Skateboard Ty. Like, I don't know if you know Ty. He from Ty from out Burlington. Rockingham way.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But he
Okay.
looks like Pharrell.
Oh,
like you might
word.
see him around sometime. He looks like a straight up skateboarder.
Skater. Yeah.
Yeah. But so that's my dog too.
Got you. So
you got Charles. I forgot Charles. Shout out to my dog Charles.
So let me ask you, man, how important, and I'm sure you can look back and reflect on it, but how important was it for you to surround yourself with like-minded brothers in the money game? Like, how important was that for you to go to your next level? How is important for you on a day-to-day? Just speak to that for me. Just the importance of the guys. I think it's extremely important to surround yourself with like-minded people.
It does. I mean, it is. It's definitely important.
Yeah.
I ain't mentioned Trav. Shout out to my dog Trav. I thought I said Trav, but Trav was the one that kind of connected everything from when we were growing up.
Got you.
So I never want to forget my brother Trav.
For sure.
But so this is kind of what it is. Like, as you begin to grow, you might separate yourself from people.
Sure.
The world doesn't view y'all as that because they know all of y'all are friends. But you begin to operate in your own realm or only with people who want to do what you want to do. Because all of us mature at different levels, and there's no disrespect to anybody, but they'll find you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't get rid of none of them,
Mm-hmm.
even when I've tried before. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? Or even when they might have tried to get rid of me.
Right.
Like, we connected forever.
It's the love.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
yeah. Like, like it'll always spin the block.
Mm-hmm.
So having them around really means the world to me.
Mm-hmm.
Like these. So how people be like, yeah, that's like my brother. They not like my brother.
They are.
Those are my brothers, and you'll go through different things with your brothers. You might argue one day,
Mm-hmm.
but if anything goes wrong, they there before anybody else. The one that you argue with the most is gonna be
Yeah.
there first.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So the love that I have for them is way different. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm talking about extremely different, more than anything that I've ever got involved with before. Because it's just a brotherhood. And sometimes we want to let other people in because they might be, like a good person, but they have to understand that this is a brotherhood, like it's a real true brotherhood, not a gang like the Bloods and the Crips,
For sure.
because that's how people,
Yeah.
they hear it, they view it that way.
Right.
That's why I just started saying like the Infamous or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you say gang with anything, they believe that
Has a negative
it has a
too.
negative
Yeah.
connotation.
Understood. But I mean,
Yeah.
I think when people see y'all,
Yeah.
they
But
can recognize that it ain't on no
I mean,
violent gang. This is a positive.
I hope so, but then
Yeah.
they think that we all drug dealers.
See, I never got
like
that.
that's the like that's the flip side
Yeah.
to it.
Yeah.
Like, because they say, well, how do they afford such and such?
Got you.
I know this person don't do this, and then they start pocket watching it.
Yeah.
Then it turns to
Yeah.
another thing.
I got you. Besides the money gang, man, do you have any OGs in your life that you reach out to in times of frustration or when you may need guidance? Who are some of the OGs that you maybe have?
Ron Crosby.
He's the lawyer, right? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Talk about that relationship. How'd you connect?
Oh,
with
that's
him?
my brother.
Okay.
And I don't even know how it happened. But I'm telling you, and I don't want to put him on the spot because I call him right now. He answered the phone for me, right? And we're talking about people who do so well in life. You know what I'm saying? And their first ring, what's up, little bro?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And these are people who are well respected in the community.
Yeah.
All right. So growing up, I always had to make my own way. So I never really had people that I consider OGs. I just had what I say niggas that's older than me. You know what I'm saying? But if we in the same lane, I can't consider you you just a nigga that's older than me.
Right. Right.
So I never really got into that. Another one of my older brothers that was moving and shaking when I was coming up. His name is TT, but he's not from here.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But he just a get money nigga when I was growing up. And so me and him just kind of connected. Started talking a lot.
Okay. That's what's up, man. I want to shift the conversation a bit to your party promoting days. Did you start promoting at a young age?
Yeah, I did. I wasn't even out of high school, and I had put some money in. There's a social organization named the Grooves.
Yeah.
So
my homeboy, one of my OGs is the Groove. Yeah.
So when I was young, one of my homeboys was going to Fayetteville State. My brother was going to Fayetteville State too. One of my homeboys was like, man, you should put in on this party or whatever. And I said, all right, well, how much money they got? Nobody didn't have no money, but I had money. So me and one of my other homeboys paid for it. And that was the first party that I had ever put on. Shout out to Batman and them. Like a Freaky Tide and them, they were Grooves when I was young. And that's how I kind of got into the party game.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? Just that.
So I know, man, for every homecoming that week, you had a city going crazy.
Right.
Where did the desire to entertain or host parties come from? Like what about doing that excites you and drives you to continue to do it? Okay.
My dad was a DJ and he used to throw parties. Now nobody even knows this. You know what I'm saying?
That's why you here, baby. Yeah, that's why you here.
My father was a DJ. Do you know? this is fun fact.
Okay.
You know, Tone Loc.
Yeah.
All right, you know Tone Loc's probably #1 song is what? Is it Wild Thing?
Wild Thing.
All right.
What? Funky Cold Medina.
Yeah. My dad wrote Wild Thing.
Stop playing.
So people who kind of know me, they know that I go crazy because Tone Loc stole that from my father.
Word.
Yeah, this is a real story.
Okay.
Like, so my dad wrote that. He was living in England.
Okay.
You know, like but I had lived in England for a little while, and my dad was in the military, and that was one of the songs that he wrote and recorded. It's not even like he wrote it and like if somebody just took it.
Yeah.
No, he wrote it, recorded it, and somebody stole it.
So do you know how that happened? Like how did it get in Tone Loc's hand and he run off
business? Like it. So when I hear people talk about like business and making sure they cover they, dot their I's and cross their T's.
Yeah.
That's one of them things. Like that's why it bothers me so much. That's why I always wanted to handle business, because how much different would my life have been if, like if my dad was
he's still eating off that.
Yeah. For the rest of his life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It was all the movies and all kind of stuff. Like, so to get back to your original, it's probably just something in me, like that I always wanted to do that. And from transitioning to being like, I wasn't no drug dealing kingpin mafia guy. Got a lot of money outside. You know what I'm saying? And this was before I was even 20. And when you recognize another lane that makes more money than that, you stick to it.
Gotcha.
It was just so much more easier. The first night, I think I made like 5,000 on one party my way. You could not tell me to, yeah, I'm gonna do this forever.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I remember in college, man, I was so arrogant with it that I was just winning so much that, we talking about 5, 10, 15,000, you know what I'm saying, in a week. You know what I'm saying? I'm making more money than drug dealers. Why would I deal drugs? It doesn't make any sense. Whatever the drug is, it doesn't make any sense. Like, this is for sure money.
Yeah.
As long as my face is good, that money gonna keep rolling.
And there's no stress involved.
No. It's stress.
Well, as far as looking over your shoulder,
right?
You know what I mean?
Well, see, the thing is that you're still young, so you're still getting in the mix.
Okay.
You're still dealing with the same people that's in the streets. Ain't nothing changed.
Gotcha.
That's why I always find it funny when people be acting like they know me when they don't know anything about how I got to where I am, or where money came from, how things move, who you around, because kind of like you were saying, most people, they see what's in front of them. They see me, they see Jason Cole, they see Shy, you know what I'm saying? Like, they don't see anything else, but there's a lot of moving parts, you know what I'm saying?
So we go from, hosting events throughout the year.
Hey man, that's a dope ass bracelet you got on, like you Thanos.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
My fault.
Nah, you good. You good. I appreciate it. You went from promoting throughout the year parties to here we are, the Club Bloom.
Right. So the official name is Bloom of Fayetteville.
Oh, okay.
The reason why I don't say, because my dog Shy, he says that all the time. Like, he don't care what I say. It's Club Bloom to him. It's gonna always be that.
Okay.
But so there's so much negative things that come with when you put club.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
I respect that.
And those negative things, downtown Fayetteville Police Department, they don't want to hear that. That's Club Bloom. You know what I'm saying? But it's Bloom of Fayetteville because it's just a bar lounge. So when I get my food in there and stuff like that, it just start getting active, and everybody just kind of mellow down and relax. And they're not gonna ever mess with the Cigar Emporium, the Livery. These are all dope places.
Yeah, for sure.
They're not gonna give them the same hassle that they would ever give Plush. They're never gonna give that. But if you continue to, not you, meaning I'm just talking about the people.
Yeah, I got you.
If they don't conduct themselves right and handle that business atmosphere right, because at the end of the day, it's still a business.
Sure.
If they don't handle it right, the police will come. If you treat it
For
like the
sure.
trap, they're going, like they coming.
For sure.
And a lot of the, like I think that Plush is a wonderful, like I frequented Plush 1.5 million times. I love it. I have nothing negative to say about it. And it's my homeboy business, and he's black like me.
Yeah, no doubt.
I have
out to T.
100% support for my dog T Mac, right? But the community gonna do what the community do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Whether we agree with it or not. You know what I'm saying? You gotta kind of move a certain way.
No, that's smart, and that speaks to a lot of experience on your end, just understanding how effective a name can ring off,
Right.
the wrong way or the right way.
Right.
So Bloom of Fayetteville.
Right.
Let me
So
start
yeah,
switching it up.
and then I was looking. People don't even realize I do this type of research. You look at what's successful. Like in the United States or in the club industry, or bar industry, what's successful. And a lot of the places that are successful have a one-word name. So when I was just saying Bloom, that's what it was. Like the Bloom of Fayetteville just tells you where I'm at.
Right.
Like the name of the venue is Bloom. But I put Bloom of Fayetteville on everything.
Nah, that's super smart, especially after you broke it down for me and the people. Yeah, now we all know.
Right. So and that's the thing. That's also why it's 30 plus.
Right.
You know what I'm
I
saying?
love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that.
I mean, so people always be like, oh, well, that doesn't mean that people like it doesn't. You know what I'm saying? But they think I'm doing it for some kind of mysterious, like some kind of great reason. That my bottom line reason is I don't want to party with my children.
Yeah.
That's it.
And neither do the people that follow you.
Boom.
You know what I mean?
There you go.
Yeah.
So, so I know that there's more people like me. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm shooting for. Everybody don't gotta like the same thing. We have so many other positive and venues that work here that go to theirs if you like theirs. Like you don't have to come to me. I'm not begging. I would like if you gave me an opportunity.
Sure.
But my intention is to service people who would like to have a good time that don't want to risk their life to do such. You know what I'm saying?
So what can people expect when they go in Bloom? What type of
atmosphere
experience you want people to leave talking about on their way home?
Well, the first thing is the atmosphere, like with the lights and stuff like that. The couches, even the type of music. Like so lately I've been kind of getting off track because it was my birthday. So, we want to turn up a little bit.
Yeah.
But having a relaxed atmosphere is very important to me. So, like you just sitting there drinking, that is the atmosphere that we want to have.
Gotcha.
Like you come in there, you might be on a date or you might not, but you got a little section, you sitting at a little table, like you drinking, you vibing. It's just a real, and it's so cliche to say vibe, but that's what you just want to offer. You just want to offer a good vibe for grown adults.
Yeah.
And you want to make sure that they're able to get home safely.
Yeah.
That's it. Like a place that they're not going to be smacked over the head with $100 for them to get in.
Yeah.
The economy doesn't even allow for that in Fayetteville. But people got to get their money how they get their money. But I don't want to do that. Like even on homecoming, people was thinking I'm doing that because other people are having events. No, I'm doing it because I want people to come out and have a good time and not blow their bank. They got kids to take care of.
Yeah, I mean, I think people might pay it once, but you can't expect people to come back on a regular basis. Paying outrageous prices for drinks.
Yeah, but they do it though.
Really?
So so even as like I'm glad you said about drinks because like the first night I have this system. It's called Toast, and it was kind of putting gratuity on everything, but nobody was really complaining. But I looked at it and I was like, I don't like that. You know what I'm saying? So we had to kind of make some adjustments. Like the only people who would get charged gratuity is if you had a waitress, and that waitress took your drink order or something like that. But if you walk to the bar, you shouldn't have it.
Nah, that's dope. That's dope. So did you make that adjustment?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Definitely. And it took me a second because I'm new to the Toast system. But Like I said, man, I be for the people, and they don't even realize it. Like they think that just because they perceive me as a get money dude, that I want to make you broke for me to get money.
Right.
Nah, man, I don't want to do that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I want everybody to come out, have a good time. You know, of course I want to make some money, but I'm in for the long haul. I'm not in for the short time. You know, like if I was just in for the short time, I could have been open every weekend and trapped it the fuck out. You know what I'm saying? And just made sure that people was in there, trapped it out, and who cared who got killed.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Or who cared who got in a fight there, or who cared, you know, who was arguing in the parking lot. I ain't got nothing to do with it. Y'all close the doors, come on in.
You're right.
Yeah, but I don't want to do that.
You know, I'm glad you kind of took it that way, because I wanted to ask you, man, what was the moment? When was the moment when you was like, I want to get in the club business? Like, what made you even want to jump into it besides just throwing parties around homecoming and here and there throughout the year? What made you say I want to get into the ownership of a club? Because that's kind of I worked in the club for a while,
Yeah.
and
I
I've seen
know.
a lot of clubs close. Yeah. And what made you want to get in there?
Having a venue is going to be the fastest money you ever touch in your life.
Okay.
You know, so even when it's faster than almost anything that I've ever been involved with. Real estate is good, but you waiting on it. You know what I'm saying? So if you sell a house, you know, let's talk about people who do real estate. If you sell a house, it might close in the next 30 days. I'm gonna give them the short time.
Right.
It might close in 30 days, right? You know, like you close in 30 days, you get whatever percentage. Let's say it's $10,000. So you waited 30 days for $10,000. Good money. I can't never knock it.
Right.
I can make 10,000 in a day.
Too slow for you.
Yeah. I can make 10,000. Like literally, I can make that in a day. Right. You know, like at the right time. And you know, I'm not saying that that's what always happens. Nah. And please, man, people don't drag me. I'm not saying that, you know, like that you gonna get that money 10 times more than a realtor. I'm not saying none of that. I'm saying that it's fast.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, like fast, like you promoting 1 week, the next week you're getting paid.
But how did you even know that? Did you learn that from
college parties?
Okay. Gotcha.
You know, like I mean, I didn't have a job all through college. You know what I'm saying?
Because you threw parties.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like I mean, I can only remember one time in college that I lost. And I only lost because I did so much shopping before this night. Remember when them NBA jackets came out with the patches all
the logos
over?
All, yeah,
right.
Yeah.
So when they had first came out, I went and bought one. It was the night Fayetteville State played Winston-Salem State. That is a very big game. I was doing a party at Hypnotic, right? And Hypnotic got shut down that night. I had to drive people across town to another spot, and people followed me. It was the weirdest thing ever, but they followed me and they came. I didn't make nowhere near the money. I lost money and all kind of stuff, but you know, like, but at that point,
but you learn from that.
Yeah. And yeah, that, you know, a lot of things with business make you operate a certain way. You don't want to take an L.
Yeah.
You know, but I tell you, the most money is my collision repair center.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's talk about that, man. You know, I had some questions in regards to that. You know, is that something you did growing up, working on cars? Like, how did you get into that?
Did nothing.
Yeah. How'd you understand this is something I want to go into, not having no knowledge of how it worked?
All right. True story. I and I kind of hate telling it, but I ended up getting into some legal troubles.
Okay.
So I quit my job. Then I got arrested. And they were saying I did all this stuff. It was on the front page of the paper. You know, like, and they were saying I did all this stuff that I did not do. And I was like, I was struck. I was hurt. You know what I'm saying? Because you think that you get into, you know, certain things and you're trying to help people. But then you start realizing that there is a lot of racist people in the world. There is a lot of people who want to see you fail. There is a, you know. So long story short, my wife's father owned a paint body shop.
Okay.
He called me when I was going through this and I wasn't working. I had did like lawn care, and he was like, "Come get all this lawn care equipment from me." You know, the only thing I want you to do is cut my grass when like when you got time. I don't want to charge you for none of this stuff. So he gave me all this stuff. I went and bought a trailer. I'm pulling it, I'm pulling it behind my vehicle, all that, right? And me and one dude is out there cutting all these grass all day long. You know what I'm saying? I'm
That's
talking
good
about,
money too.
yeah, but that's hard money.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
you gonna have to labor for that for sure.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm going cutting all these grass, man. He called me and he was like, "Hey, you want to come work for me?" It was just that, and me and him had never really spoke. Like not no in-depth conversation, nothing like that. Me and my wife was just talking about this the other day. And I was like, yeah, me and my wife had a long conversation about it.
Were you and the wife married at this point?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
How long y'all been married?
Like 19 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yo, I'm not to get off track because I want to hear the story, but I'm always amazed like how people my age have just maintained a successful marriage for so long, man.
Well, I mean, you gotta want it to be successful.
Nah, that's dope. That's dope.
Like all of us.
I think what you were saying about what you saw your mom go through
Oh yeah.
that
Oh, I'm not
contributed.
leaving.
Yeah, that
Yeah, yeah.
contributed a lot. Exactly.
Listen,
Yeah.
so it's a lot of things, right?
All right.
And I know that this sounds corny to some people or whatever the case may be, but I truly feel that I can work out anything with my wife.
That's good. That's a good
like
feeling. That says a lot about her.
Yeah, I mean, that don't mean that she's gonna be willing to work it out. But I can work it out. I'm gonna try my best to.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, because I've had friends that got divorces and I watched them and I don't, like it don't look like they happy.
Yeah.
Some of them they do look happy, but I got kids, dog. Like what does the Christmas look like when they get older and they have their families and I have a new significant other or my wife has a new significant other.
Yeah.
Who gets to come to my kids' house?
Right.
What does their Christmas look like, or what does their Thanksgiving look like, or what does their holidays look like when their mom and dad ain't together?
Right.
I don't think that that's fair.
Nah, that's
you know what I'm saying?
That's for you even saying that, man. In my eyes, I mean, you just earned a different level of respect because it just speaks to the core of who you are.
Well, thank you.
For you to even have that perspective, because a lot of men don't think like that.
Man, I had to go through it, but I absorbed it. And I didn't like it. Doesn't mean that I don't love my stepmom, because I love my stepmom.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I mean, but when you have to merge a family, when I could have just had my family. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not ever gonna be too selfish to say that we can't correct something or that I can't correct. Like, because you hear people say, well, this nigga gonna have to take me how I am and all this bullshit. That doesn't even make sense.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if you love somebody, you try to change for them, for the better. And they do the same for you.
But I guess, as a single man, I guess my concern
Oh, yeah, you've been single too long, but go ahead. Like, I can hear it coming, but go ahead. Me and a lot of my dogs are single. That's all I know.
Yeah. So just what you said, you have to change. And I agree with you. But I guess the conflicting part of that for me is like, how much do I alter myself for somebody else? Like,
enough that it doesn't hurt you.
How do you know when that?
Your body tells you. You know when you're being arrogant with something or when you being genuine. And a person should be able to respect the fact that you being genuine. Certain things it's a no-go. We're not even going to deal like that. And then there's other things like that. She puts her toothbrush on this side, and you grew up putting your toothbrush on this side. Or she don't share soap, but you share soap. Or she uses body wash. You want to use soap, and we don't got enough space right here. Those are all small things that you can get over.
Minor. Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
So what would you say that's a deal breaker for you?
I don't know, man. I've been in situations with women in relationship, and I just felt like they wanted me to become what they envision of it, what they envision of the man that they desire in their mind, not necessarily
which
me.
Is fine because you're doing the same thing. right?
I
But
don't know.
no, you just naturally are. You might not be doing it the way that they are,
Okay.
but you are naturally trying to create what you envision in your mind.
I think more so
All the way down to your holidays, however you spend them. Like because it's really your upbringing, right?
Yeah,
because we got to
for
get
sure.
tradition from somewhere.
Yeah.
Like we have to make our own. So that's what myself and my wife do. Like, and we're really just kind of getting a grip on. After this many years, like the other years worked because we wanted them to work. I didn't say it was easy, but it
For sure,
worked.
for sure.
You know what I'm saying?
You feel like you're still learning your wife?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, it's an
Definitely.
ongoing thing.
Right. And then you got to realize it's about to transition again when all the kids leave.
Oh, yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Now
So
it's just you and her.
So you see a lot of people, they end up getting divorced when their kids leave. They weren't really happy. They was kind of just sticking to,
For the kids.
I don't want that either. I mean, think about the decisions that you make when it pertains to relationship. Were you always trying to be the best person that you could? And we can genuinely say that there was times that we wasn't. I'm trying to get you out of here because I have somebody else coming over. And I have already planned this earlier this week. You know what I'm saying? So you kind of moving in a particular way. What happens when you don't move that way and you just genuinely take what's given to you? You know what I'm saying? Or you genuinely, first you have to genuinely like the person. Right? But and the fat ass and pretty face ain't gonna make you like them. It's gonna make you want to be involved with them sexually.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So after that, what is it? After the sex, what is it? Do you want the person? This is how you know in your mind, right? I'm about to tell you.
Nah, I'm listening.
Are you ready for them to leave? Or you want them to stay for a little while?
Right.
At that moment, you can make your decision. Right? Me and my dog were just talking about this. I don't care about who they talked to before. I don't care about who they know. I don't care about none of that. Right? I care about my interaction with that person.
Right.
Because we all have interacted with people before this person is laying here.
Yeah.
Why do I get to judge her, but she don't get to judge me? So when you kind of think like that, and don't put, and I'm not saying that you do, just men in general.
Yeah, it was just conversation.
Right. Yeah. Right. If you don't put yourself on a pedestal like that, you'll be able to figure it out. And it'll be genuine. See, because you want everything, and I'm talking about everything around you wanted to operate in a genuine fashion. And if it can't be genuine, see, you ain't got to force yourself into a relationship with nobody. The shit will just happen.
Right.
Y'all be around each other enough. You're gonna want to be around her. Like you ain't gonna really want her to go on. No, just stay the night. That's where it starts. You know what I'm saying? But don't let too many stay the nights happen before you decide that you're gonna commit to the person, because it's always a problem. You know what I'm saying? Like nobody gets a key. Like nobody. I don't care what the circumstances is. Nobody gets a key until y'all are moving into the phase of getting married.
Right.
Yeah, man. Why do you need access? That's like somebody. Do you give somebody the code to your phone? But you gonna give them the key to your house? Niggas do it all the time, though. Yeah. I mean, but that's the thing.
But no, it's not because I don't want to. I just agree with what you said. Like if we sharing keys, we getting ready to transition to a different level.
Yeah. I mean, you should before a key is even given. They should, like you maybe should be engaged already.
Right.
Like I don't knock nobody else that does, but all that staying with a person and stuff like that, nah, man, that shit gonna get old to one of y'all.
You mean living?
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Like it's gonna get old to one of y'all.
Yeah.
Like, and one person's gonna be ready to commit and the other person's not.
But what if marriage isn't the goal for everybody? And I'm not specifically talking about me. I'm just speaking in general.
So that's the thing, right? If marriage isn't the goal, then you find someone. Marriage isn't the goal.
Go for right.
But I guarantee you, when you find the person that marriage isn't the goal, it's gonna be your goal.
You gonna want to lock them down. Yeah, that's real. I can see that too.
Yeah, because that's just how it happens.
Yeah, because if you meet a woman that never talk about it, never ask you, never put pressure, you like you different.
Yeah,
like and I don't want to let you out of my life. Yeah.
And now you are the female.
That's funny. That's
You
funny.
know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
that's a real thing.
Nah,
You know what I'm
that
saying?
no, I believe everything you saying.
Yeah,
Everything
yeah,
you saying is real.
yeah. I was telling my dogs like I was just lucky enough to meet my wife at a young age, and we kind of stuck it together. She should have been gone a long time ago.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Just based on how some of the dumb shit that I
for
did.
sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm,
Like and how I moved. She should have been gone a long time ago, but she did.
mm.
I'm glad that she did. You know what
That's
I'm
dope.
saying?
That's dope.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
dope. Now you were
yeah.
talking about your father-in-law
Hmm?
bringing you into
He the illest.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. My
So,
father-in-law is
so
the
talk
illest.
about that transaction on how I guess he stepped down and you took over at some
Nah,
point
I had to
or
buy
however
it
that
from
happened.
him. I had
Okay, yeah,
to.
however that happened, yeah,
Yeah, but it wasn't nothing
yeah,
crazy. It wasn't
yeah.
no crazy amount of money.
What made you
You know.
decide you wanted to buy that though? Like, I mean, just because that's what you was doing at the time, or
Yeah.
you saw
Well,
growing it, like
well, he was gonna close it. He was just kind of
he was done with it.
yeah,
Okay.
and
Was it at the same spot it is now?
mhm,
Okay.
yeah. So I remember like it was yesterday. It was the first CIAA that it was in Charlotte.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so that was a while ago.
Mm-hmm.
It was the first CIAA in Charlotte. He had asked me that weekend, do I think that I want to buy it from him?
Mm-hmm.
It was like I want to say it might have been Wednesday or Thursday of that week.
Mm-hmm.
And I said yeah, and I didn't have nowhere near the amount of money. Had just got finished going through my court case and stuff like that. And and I went to Charlotte. I made some money.
Mm-hmm.
Came back home, gave that to him. In the system that we have, I used to be able to press the button. So I used to be a direct repair shop for Nationwide and Allstate and Geico and a couple of other. And if we had vehicles through them, we would get paid by this little system. You press the button in the system, they
Mm-hmm.
pay you, but you're not supposed to press that button until the vehicle is complete and the customer has received it.
Okay.
Because there's other things that get associated with it.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I didn't have enough money. I pressed the button on everything. Boom, 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 boom. I went down and pressed every car that I had at the shop at that time.
Mm.
I pressed the button. I got paid all that money. Gave it to him. I was getting phone calls like, "Is this car complete?"
Mm-hmm.
They weren't complete yet.
Right.
But I got all the money, paid them, and then I started right then. I was scared to death
That's
because
what's
I
up.
didn't have enough money to back it at the time.
So do
You
you
know?
still lean on him, like just
Nah,
for his, expertise? Because he started it. So
man,
I'm just wondering if you ever tap in with him and be like, "Pops, look, man,
man. Hey, listen, man, it's so crazy, man.
he still come by."
Nah.
Oh, okay.
I have so much respect for my father-in-law. I
Mm-hmm.
still call him Mister.
Really?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. After all these years,
He ain't never been like, "Hey, Rob, come on, you
now
can call
because
me pops." Or
he know why I do it. You know what I'm saying?
okay,
Like, man, I think he the illest. You
no
know what I'm
doubt.
saying? Like,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and not just because he helped me out of a situation.
Mm-hmm.
I started to learn and understand who he was, and I didn't like him in the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
But he was a dad.
Mm.
He was a dad trying to protect his daughter.
Sure, and you recognize that now. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, but I didn't then. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Mm-hmm.
Because I would have even operated differently.
Mm-hmm.
But I only had went and got a job because of him.
Mm-hmm.
Like I would have never worked in my life again after I started doing parties and stuff. I would never work again. You know what I'm saying? Like it was, yeah, like yeah. But he's just an ill dude. He a real ill dude.
How do you think he view you now?
Oh, he thinks I'm ill too.
Word.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, because he saw the transition. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
and like, and he always tells me, he always says, I only had one daughter, so my wife is his only child.
Gotcha.
So that even makes it worse.
Yeah.
But he said, I don't know whether I could have hacked having 5 children and y'all still do stuff and you still operating, you still got money to move around and stuff
Mm-hmm.
like that. He said, you got a hefty burden on your shoulders and you handle it well.
Wow.
You know, so that kind of
I know that was a
yeah,
proud moment for you.
yeah, 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 yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Like, and he still calls me son. He calls me son.
Mm-hmm.
Like so. I mean, I'm appreciative of him. I think he the illest.
That's
Like,
dope.
I really genuinely think that he's one of the illest people I ever met in my life.
That's dope,
Like,
man.
and he's one of them. Like, he doesn't have, he didn't go to college or nothing like that. He's a straight up businessman,
Mm-hmm.
and he ill. Like, I'm talking about ill. Like the way that he handles stuff, the way that he operates with money, the way he pays things, the way like, like I think a lot of people can learn from him. And
Sure.
there's much
Sound like
more,
it.
and there's much more that I can learn that I just didn't even, because I'm still moving. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying? Like, I very rarely take the time to sit down.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so, yeah, man, he's an ill dude.
That's
He's a
dope,
dude.
man. That's
Shout
dope.
out to Kenneth Hagler,
Yeah. Shout out.
aka Mr. Hagler.
Shout
That's my
out,
father-in-law.
father-in-law.
Yeah, that's my
Appreciate you.
father-in-law.
Yeah, no
Yeah,
doubt.
yeah.
You wanna talk about the salad box, any man? How you feel about that? That's something you want to stay away
Um,
from? I wasn't sure if that
nah.
because I don't know what happened, and I didn't know if you want to talk about it because I know a lot of people supported that place because of you. And then when people found out you weren't
Yeah,
involved, people,
straight away from it.
yeah,
Um, I wish them the best of luck.
okay,
You know,
hmm
I don't never want to hurt nobody trying to get money. You know what I'm
hmm
saying? Regardless of what I felt like they did to me.
hmm
Like, I just wish them the best of luck.
for sure.
Yeah.
Can you tell me what you may have learned from that situation
Yeah,
moving forward?
that all partnerships ain't good partnerships.
hmm
Like, and if you are moving around, not even putting everything on paper,
hmm
just make sure that people can hold their side. You know, make sure you can hold your side and make sure they can hold their side.
mm
You know, um, or
And
just don't do partnerships
when you say hold their side, are you speaking from like a financial or just do
all
the
around.
job that they say
Yeah,
they able to do?
yeah, all
Okay.
around, all around,
hmm
all around. Like I hate, like I always tell you, like I hate to talk about money.
hmm
Like a lot of people find so like I said, that's cliche also, like the money gang, and I never want to talk about money.
hmm
You know what I'm saying? Like I just don't I just don't feel the need, man. Like the people know what it is, like
hmm
people and the people who you get involved with know what it is. You know what I'm
hmm
saying?
I got you.
Um, like, but regardless of what happens with me, whether it's financial or a partnership or whatever, I can't do people wrong. It's just not in my body. I can't take from you. I can't do nothing. You know what I'm saying? I'm only gonna be able to do what I agreed to do.
hmm
Even if it's hurting me when I'm doing it, that's what I said I was gonna do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so, like, even like today, you said, yeah, 6 o'clock,
Yeah.
right?
hmm
You see, I was here before
Yeah,
6
you was.
because I don't like playing games with people like that. Like, I'm showing up 15 minutes late, like I'm a star. Nigga, I ain't no star. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Like, you got to respect the people's time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, I, I just think that all partnerships aren't good partnerships. And it doesn't mean that a person doesn't have what you have. And it
Right.
doesn't mean that you better than them.
hmm
It's just that every partnership isn't a good partnership.
Yeah.
Like is partnerships are very similar to marriage.
Mm.
Like you gotta kind of know the person, you know, you know, money in the wind.
No doubt. No
Yeah.
doubt. Well, I got one last question for you. Um, I'm gonna get back to Bloomer Fayetteville for a
Oh, okay.
second.
All right. I like that shit.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Um, do you what happened to day parties, man? How come we don't see as many day parties as
People don't
we
support them.
really?
Yeah.
You
I mean, just
that's
think
what?
about it.
Really?
Yeah. People don't really come out to day parties in Fayetteville. Like those are big city things. That's why. When I have because all this is going on. I have not done a grand opening. All this is going on because I needed to test the waters and see what the Ville like.
Right.
People think that I'm locked into how things are now. I'm not. I'm trying to test the waters to see what the Ville
Sure.
really is
Yeah,
feeling.
you testing the market. I'm just so
Right.
you telling me our age group,
They don't come outside.
they'll come out at 10 o'clock and party to 2, but they won't come out during the day?
They really don't even want to come out at 10 o'clock and party at 2. They really want to come out at 8. So
Right.
that's the other thing. I'm changing my times for that.
Okay.
You know what I'm
Okay.
saying?
Okay.
And you can stay open till 2,
Right.
but they really want to come out at 8.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Day parties is a vibe to me, man.
in other cities.
Yeah, that's true. Because
Like
every dope day party I've been to has been outside of Fayetteville.
that's
Yeah.
yeah. And all right, so think about it, right? So this is my gripe with Fayetteville,
Okay.
right? Like
Mm-hmm.
it's a city that I love, but this is my gripe.
Mm-hmm.
When things are being offered here, they don't want to support it
Mm.
until it takes off. And then they want to tell you how they knew you. like in this blah 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 blah.
Mm-hmm.
They want to talk about
That's a
things
fact.
being hood, but the hood is what's coming out. Y'all not coming out. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like so a person has to be financially ready to deal with not making as much money until the bougie decide they want to come out.
Right.
And that usually takes some time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And but when it starts clicking, it's gonna click.
No
you
doubt.
know, because I'm not ex-military.
Right.
You know, I'm not the businesses that I have aren't the suit and ties.
Mm-hmm.
So people, they don't give me the same grace right away. You know what I'm saying? They're not going to start coming until everybody's in the building, and then they're going to come and act like they own it. It happens all the time.
Right.
You know, like, that's why I consistently like post those pictures like, oh, I'm clicking. Regardless whether y'all think I'm clicking or not, let me show you that I'm clicking. Because see, I don't need to have it elbow to elbow. That's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for 100 to 150 people on a regular basis that want to come out and have a nice time.
Yeah.
Boom. There you go. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, that's dope.
You know, like, and I want to do the day parties and the brunches on Sunday.
Yeah.
You know, like Sunday after somebody get out of church, come through, rock with me.
Yeah.
You know, like, it's always a little bit different in the winter, but this is why I get to kind of, figure it out, because, you got football games on and stuff like that. When you come from wherever you're coming from on Sunday, you usually want to sit down and watch your team play.
Right.
Even if they are losing.
Why you have to do that, man? We was doing just fine. Like, I feel like this is the one
Everything
area.
Was all positive.
This is the one area where we clash aggressively. You know, for those who don't know, I'm a diehard Giants fan. It's hard for me to say that right now.
Yeah. I'm an Eagles fan.
And whatever. He's an Eagle fan.
I'm
Not
an
only
Eagles
a division
fan.
rival, but they just got Saquon. So we've had some. The conversations haven't been great. Mainly my way, they haven't been great because I don't have much of a leg to stand on.
But like, all my friends probably except for one or two is Giants.
Oh, I know Cove. He heavy in it.
Yeah.
That's one of the things me and him have in common.
Yeah.
Last thing, man, before you get out of here, talk about what Fayetteville means to you.
Everything. And people been trying to get me to leave Fayetteville. They always try to tell me, Rob, why don't you go to this city, man? You'll be able to do better. Why don't you go here? You'll be able to do this. Why don't you go there? Well, my mama's here. Yeah. I'm not leaving. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So everybody's just gonna have to deal with me. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to be in another city. I love Fayetteville. I love the six, and everybody thinks it's crazy, man. But it's a lot of money out here, man. They just don't know how to get to it, so they get upset. Or they burn so many bridges, and I'm not a bridge burner. Right. Like even if like, you can't make me say nothing, and I'm not saying you did or you tried to. Right. But nobody can make me say nothing bad about people in Fayetteville. Right. I'm not gonna do it, man.
I'm sensitive about the Ville, man. Like, even when I see people on Facebook or social media, and they be like, "Only in Fayetteville," I be like, "So you ain't live nowhere else?"
Right? But they've never been nowhere else.
That bothers me, man.
Yeah, because the thing is if you were connected in another city, they operate like that out there too.
The same way.
Yeah,
the same way. Even when like people be like, the dating pool here sucks. Well, people in Atlanta say that about Atlanta.
Yeah,
people in
as a matter of fact, that's exactly what they say.
Bruh. I'm like, don't talk down on my city.
Right, but the thing is like, like, they might be, there's a little bit of truth in what everybody says. I know, and I can respect that as far as like maybe like the dating pool. Even though I don't know. I tell people all the time on Facebook, I'm not getting into that. I'm not a dater. I don't got a date. Yeah. But I know it's some super bad women outside. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I still got eyes. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And I know that there's handsome gentlemen outside.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
So the thing is that they're being brainwashed by social media.
Exactly. That's all it is.
Yeah, because I watched somebody say, as a single person, $100,000 ain't enough to make. I know people right now that people in Fayetteville envy, and they don't even make 80. You know what I'm saying? They
just manage their money well.
man, it's all about you and the decisions that you make in life.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you can have a wonderful life and you can have wonderful things. But everybody's following what or they watching, they just pocket watching, and they don't know whether that's real or fake.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so that's one of the reasons why I hate the money talk, is because you have people that really make money, and then you have people that really act like they make money. Like, but they ill with the positioning and with the cameras, and they, like they ill with making it look like something because they got time to.
Right.
I don't got time to make it look like money. When I pull up, niggas gonna look like money.
I lived out the door like, oh, he drove the big boy. He drove the big boy.
Right, you know what I'm saying? Like, like it's gonna either look like it or it's not. Like, and even in my, this is why I'm a little bit confusing to people, is because even in my bad times, you wouldn't know it.
And that's how it should be.
That's how my mama taught me.
That's how it should be. Social media has made people feel comfortable posting stuff that they probably shouldn't post.
Exactly. Now, I'm not even going to front. There's been times that I get caught up in it, but I remember I'd be going out to Charlotte, right? When I used to go out to Charlotte a lot, and I'd be traveling with like 40 or 50 racks on me. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I get in there and I'm with my homeboys, and I'm like it's here. I'm doing it, right? My wife said, "You a damn idiot," and then I realized that I was a damn idiot. Like,
that's why I have no business. Have a good woman.
Yeah. I'm over here laying money all across the bed because I get caught up in the moment.
Yeah,
I'm human.
Yeah,
very dumb decisions. I will never do that type of stuff again.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? Like, because what difference do it make if I got a pocket full of money or not? Nobody gonna help me pay my bills.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I just started looking at things from a different direction in life.
Yeah.
And like I said, like 24 was terrible. But I ain't gonna lie, 23, I was smacking them around. Like 23, I had made the most money that I ever made in my life. And now I'm kind of dealing with not managing it properly. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't, as you move around in Fayetteville, right, and you talk to people, if a person told you that they had $1 million cash, you wouldn't believe them, right? And as I'm moving around, I started realizing, like, Rob, you really fucking off a lot of money. And I didn't realize until one of my homeboys said, slow the fuck down, bro, because this shit is detrimental. They told me not to do the restaurant. They told me not, like, there's a lot of stuff my dogs tell me not to do. They be like, slow down, bro. Why you want to do that, bro? You can just chill and relax and be good. And my wife said, because he's stupid. You know what I'm saying? Like, but in all reality, I am. Like, I gamble a lot. Like, I used to be back and forth on the road to MGM. You know what I'm saying? Like, now I was winning sometime too. Like, like, some people be like, oh yeah, I went to the casino, man. I won $2,000. I won $1,500. Man, it was a great weekend. Yeah, if I win that, I might have a damn heart attack. I might be like, man, this is not enough.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I remember times I'll be calling my homeboy on the phone. My nigga, I just hit him for 150 racks. He'd be like, you lying. I'll be like, bitch, I'm about to FaceTime you. Right? Like, and I'll show him. He'll be like, God damn, bitch, you killed him. Like, but I was just being stupid, even to risk what I'm risking to get this. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, man, I never make those kind of moves no more.
Yeah, I mean, we all have fucked off money in whatever way that fits your fancy.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
And that's it.
Some people blow money on different things. That's why I never judge people on their purchases, because I don't want nobody judging me over mine.
Right. Yeah, because it's all basically like what you into.
Yeah, it's what you into.
You know what I'm saying? But, like, man, nobody knows your story.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Until you tell them, and then you still don't tell them everything. Right. So the thing is like, I always tell people that I live in a judge-free zone. My nigga, I'm never gonna judge you. It doesn't. There's one thing I would judge you for: if you had like indecent things with kids and stuff. That's not acceptable to me and my thought process.
You're a father.
Right.
First of all,
Right. Yeah.
yeah.
I don't like none of that. I don't think it's cool. Like, like even with the R. Kelly thing, right? I'm just convinced that I don't believe that all of this stuff happened the way that it did.
Right.
So I might give him a little pass.
Yeah.
It ain't even no real pass, but I'm gonna listen to his music.
Yeah, absolutely. And a lot of stuff gets kind of fabricated
along the way.
Along the way.
That's why you never really heard me say anything about Puff yet.
Yeah, me neither.
You know what I'm saying?
Me neither.
Because while people are going through things, because they did it to me, and when they put me in a paper and they were saying all that weird shit about me, right? The people who don't know me well
judged.
Exactly. Yep. And the people who did know me that didn't like me,
they waited.
Nah, they co-signed too.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like and the paper, they're not retracting what
they're saying. No,
of
course not.
So they looking for a story.
Yeah.
And I was the story that day.
Yeah.
Tomorrow you might be the story, bro. So I can't co-sign none of this. I don't even like the newspapers. I don't like none of this.
Neither.
You know what I'm saying? So, like all these different blog sites or whatever, like I know that you have the ability to pay to get your stuff in a certain place. Right? And that's with anything. You just gotta know the right people.
Yeah.
So if you could pay to get it there, that means that everything is about money. And if it's all about money, that means the truth don't even matter to people no more.
Right.
Yeah. That means I'm talking for nothing.
Yeah.
Like I'm disputing stuff for nothing.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and I can't do that no more.
I think we all should have the mindset of like, I think that's something that bothers me about us as a community, Black people. We be quick to make a joke out of shit.
And it ain't a joke.
And it ain't a joke. Like people was clowning Diddy. I'm like, yo, this man, like his kids still
watching this.
Bro.
Yeah, I mean, and let's not even say, let's just say that the boy, let's just give people the benefit of the doubt, the credit, and say that his boys is involved. He still got daughters, dog.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. They wasn't involved.
They wasn't.
Like y'all think that that's cool. Yeah. But if you notice, I only joke about certain things. I can joke about sports.
Yeah.
Like I could say like, hey man, you just punk ass to the sideline with everybody. But I don't mean any harm to him or his family.
Yeah.
It's just football talk. You know what I'm saying? But when you start like acting like you are a damn investigator, and I know this, it'd be really
one thing about me, man, I have so much shit happening in my life, good, bad, ugly. I try not to get caught up in nobody else's personal life. Because what is it gonna do me?
And that's the crazy thing, like
celebrity or not.
Right.
I don't care what's going on in your house.
I always look at you like you have a wonderful life.
That's the same thing you said. People look at
that's what I said. Because
I go through it.
Like you do the fashion shit. Like I see women really like your style. Like I think it's cool. Like I was walking in the mall, I seen your sign. I told my wife, that's my dog. You know what I'm saying?
I appreciate it.
All those different things. Like people don't give you the give you the pound or give you the credit for it. You know what I'm saying? Like we all got motion. It's about how you just want to put it in place.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? And and you putting yours in place. And I like it. I seen when you had Corinne on here. I'm surprised Corinne didn't tell you he made the money game. Because that's what he'll tell you.
I think he said he a part of it because after the interview, we wrapped up and we was just, we was standing around talking. And I'm like, I got Rob coming on. Oh, I need to be here. I'm in the money game. Tell that nigga. He'll tell you I'm in the money game.
Hey, listen. I started to bring some of my homeboys. And I was like,
you could have. Yeah.
I mean, but maybe that's the interview that you can have.
What's that?
With the money game.
I would love
Nobody has ever seen like
all of y'all.
Yeah.
My only concern, maybe not everybody, because too many voices can cloud the interview.
No.
Maybe we could pick.
So we did one on a live of mine one time.
Okay.
And I had everybody said we had a cookout.
Okay.
We was all just sitting there. So we just started talking. Like we lined everybody up. We had chairs and everything. We lined everybody up. Some people was hanging over the trucks and stuff like that.
Okay.
And we just sat out there and we just talked.
I got you. I would love to do that, man. Like I said, I think in the interview format, we just kicking and talking, that's different. But like even when you think about Wu-Tang, not all of them hold mics when they doing interviews. It's normally like Meth, RZA, and maybe one or two other. But I would love to sit down with y'all.
But I think that would be a dope thing.
Yeah.
Even if you recorded it and did it on a live,
Mm-hmm.
I think that would be a dope thing.
Let's put it
You
in
know what I'm
motion, man.
saying?
For
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
For
Because
sure.
I mean, because I'm not it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like everybody, you know, like everybody talks and they just automatically say Robb is the leader, but it's just because I move and shake more.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But you know, like everybody is leaders in their own right.
For sure. And that's why I wanted to say, like, everybody in the money game got motion.
Yeah,
and whatever the lane they in. Because I think Ty, I don't know him as well, but I think he got a clothing line.
Shout out to Risk Taker Ty. You know what I'm saying?
So,
like Ty got his clothing.
Yeah.
All right, so I mean, but that's the other thing. Like people, between all of us, the first two people to become friends was me and Travis.
Okay.
That's in 95 or 4, something like that, right? Then me and Ty best friends.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But I would say Travis is my best friend too.
Got you.
Me and Charles been best friends. You know what I'm saying? Like, so everybody thought me and Cove was best friends.
Yeah,
you know
that's what I
because
thought.
We together all the time.
Yeah, that's what
you know
I
what
thought.
I'm saying? But I mean, but that's my brother too. Like, so like there's so many people that are involved in the success of Robb Barber.
Yeah.
You know, like from supporting me, you know, like I'll give you an example, right? You know how when you go out to eat with your friends, right? You always got the one person that wants to look over the bill. They want to make sure everything is right and pay their $14.76 to the dime. And then you'll have a person like my dog Trav. Man, give me the goddamn bill.
Right.
He gonna pay for everything. Right? Or me, give me the bill, man. I'll pay for everything. Now, that's cool until it's not reciprocated all the time.
You notice you the only one doing it.
So you know what me and Trav do now is,
what's that?
Pass me the bill. I got, you know, or Dre. You know Dre.
Oh yeah.
Broadway Dre. He'll take the bill.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we all have genuine love for each other.
That's dope.
You know, like, and people don't realize that you can have genuine love for a nigga and you ain't got to be gay. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, because people get it misconstrued. Like, I can love them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and genuinely love them. I care about them. I care about their family. I care about whether they're successful. I care about all
it's a brotherhood. That's what brotherhood is about.
So most of the time, people they just talking.
Yeah.
You know, like they just talking about what they gonna do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like when it's time to bail your homeboy out, are you gonna tell him, yo, I don't really got this money because I gotta do this or I gotta do that? Or will you use your last to make sure he come home?
Right.
Me and Jason Cole got this thing. I don't care what I get locked up for. Why I'm locked up. I better not sit in this bitch more than an hour. Period. We better not sit in this bitch more than an hour. Really 30 minutes. Like, I don't know. I had no business sitting there, like that long. But I don't care what it is, and I don't care what you got to use. We'll discuss how I'm gonna get back the money when I get home.
Yeah.
But right now, bitch, come get me.
Come get me
I
out.
don't. I don't care what it's for. I don't care what they tell you got to do to bond.
Yeah.
Nigga, you better make it happen.
Right.
You know, and I know everybody has different situations. But bitch, y'all better rally the goddamn troops, bitch. Because if I gotta sit in there when I come home, it's gonna be hell to pay.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
we
saying?
gotta meet right now.
We don't even gotta meet. You ain't no longer with us.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, because you can't say brotherhood, it don't operate like brothers.
Yeah.
You know, like you don't got to be at every damn party. Party might not be a thing. Like, you know, my dog Omar, like partying ain't really his thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, but if it's my birthday, he gonna show up.
Yeah.
If it's homecoming, he gonna show up.
Yeah.
You know, like, and you know, like he might even tell 1 million people. He might not be the social media poster, but that's still my family.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it doesn't matter whatever ups and downs or lefts or right. That's still my family.
Yeah.
You know, and I just rock with all my people that way. You know? So if they are around me and you see them in pictures, just know I might turn over the world for these guys behind me. You know what I'm saying? And they always show up. They don't want nothing. They ain't ask me for nothing like, yo, bro, you know, I posted, bro. You should give me. Nah, we're not doing that. You know what I'm saying? Like, but it's
Because they operating out of love.
That's right.
Yeah.
So with that being said, shout out to my bro Risk Taker Top, man. Y'all make sure y'all log on the Risk Takers and y'all get them, some of them jogging suits. He can kind of make you whatever you want to. You know what I'm saying? Like I really be, when I get in front of any kind of social media platform or anything, I try to think about whatever businesses that my homeboys do. Shout out to my dog Torrance.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like he got his barbershop on Bragg Boulevard, Premier Cuts. He also do rental properties and all kinds of stuff. Shout out to Torrance Rose. Shout out to my dog Neil. You know what I'm saying? Neil got a cleaning company. They do all kind of stuff like that. Man, and if I don't shout you out, don't charge it to my heart, man, because I got so much going on through my mind. Shout out to my jeweler. Shout out to my man Sean the jeweler here in the mall. People always be like, "Oh man, don't buy your jewelry in the mall." And my dog Sean can make you anything that you can possibly think of in your mind. You know what I'm saying? And here in the mall, they actually came from overseas. And that's how I met him. He made my wedding ring. I got my Rollie phone. He made every charm that I have on. So yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, man. But I mean, 100%. We do got motion, but all motion isn't in people's faces. You know what I'm saying?
And that's what was told about. Somebody told me.
You was about to go back to that phone?
Because we jumped around, so I wasn't able to. But they said Robb is responsible for closing a lot of deals around the city that people don't even know of.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
But so someone was telling me one time that I should be what do they call it? Consultant. Right? And I always be like, man, I don't got no information for niggas. You know what I'm saying? That's how I think about it. But then they tell me, no, Rob, you really do. You do got the information. You just don't think it's worth nothing.
Yeah.
Right? But it's not that I don't think it's worth nothing. It's just like, I don't think that you should have to pay for it. I just think you should be able to pay it forward.
Yeah.
So if I turn you on to something, you ain't got to give me nothing. Nigga, turn somebody else
on too. Yeah.
Don't act like that you better than everybody once I turn you on and you made a bunch of money off of it. Because I can connect deals all day long, and I would never discuss it again. But pay it forward to the next man that's trying to come up. I can't meet nobody that's younger that wants to actually come up, because what happens in this day and age, people are just using the young boys. They don't want them to get no money. They just trying to use them. Like, oh yeah, you got to put in your time, put in your work. Nigga, you not nowhere yet.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So you got to really get around people that want you to win. You know what I'm saying? And yes, I am kind of funny style. Like, when it comes to business, I don't feel like joking. You know what I'm saying? After we get the business done, we can joke. You know what I'm saying? But prior to that, nigga, I don't got no time for joke. Let's get the shit done.
We need to be on the same page with this.
Yeah.
I don't want no misunderstandings because we're playing.
Yeah, listen, man. My 17-year-old son, that's one of the things that I actually spend the most time doing, is shaping my 17-year-old son, because he's about to go into this world. And I want him to be ready, and I want him to be savvy, and I want him to be swift. I don't want him to be slow. I don't want him to be in no room of people and he don't know how to move. I spend a lot of time with him. If I take time away from my son, I need to be doing something that's important.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Or I'm spending time with my wife, or, I mean,
which is important.
Right.
Too.
Yeah. But yeah, man, I want him to know.
That's dope.
Yeah. I just need him to know. I really need him to know. And I put a lot of energy there. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm not trying to make him a mini me. I want him to be whatever it is he want to be.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Right. So, shout out to my son Gavin.
No doubt.
Well, shout out to all my children.
Yeah.
They think I'm doing everything for Gavin, but shout out to Lil Rob, shout out to Gavin, shout out to Lex, shout out to London, shout out to Blake.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
No doubt.
And if you noticed through the conversation, it's all family with me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But nobody really knows that. Yeah. Like, they think I'm really running in the street. No, it's family with me, man.
But that's really what I love about doing this, man, is learning people that I admire in my community, and it all traces back to family for everybody.
Yeah.
Whether it's the wife, whether it's the kids,
Yeah.
it all comes back to that. And I think that's something that the audience needs to know.
Yeah,
I think people will have the right people will have a more valued perspective, knowing after listening to this, hearing how you talk about your wife, your mom, your dad, your kids, they will walk away from this with a brand new respect for you.
I wouldn't mind doing like some breakfasts for like the young men in the community and stuff like that. Like really on like some brotherly stuff. But I don't think that I could be the person that ushers it in.
Okay.
Like because my look ain't that. You know what I'm saying?
What you mean?
Like I don't have see, you got a certain look. You know what I'm saying? Crosby got a certain look. Like it's you know who else got a certain look? Riddick Mack.
Oh, the artist.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like he has a certain look. Jeff Womble, they have a certain look.
Mm-hmm.
Like these people have certain looks that allow them to not be intimidating to people, or it allows them to be welcoming. I got that. I got that street look still on me. Like and it doesn't cross over well to everybody.
I think it'll cross over well to our youth, man.
Right, but it won't cross over well to their parents, right?
Oh, I don't know.
Like it's kind of like you can go to. I can use this as an example. You can go to a guy shop that's a white guy that owns the same type of shop that I do. If he has his hat backwards and stuff like that, jeans and t-shirts, he's perfectly fine. If they come to me and I got my hat backwards and I got my jeans and t-shirt on, they want me to look different. They want me to look more professional. They don't like the fact that I have on my shades. But my shades are really glasses. But they
Mine
don't.
too.
Yeah. But they don't like that. So you got like me. Every pair of glasses that you get, you end up spending about $600 because you gotta get your lenses in. But and that's on top of whatever the frames was.
Right.
So but I'm not as accepted that way.
I don't know, man. I might have to disagree with you on that. I mean, you know better than me, but I'm just going off of my perspective of you. Like, you got.
No, but you talk to all people who already fuck with me.
Nah, but even
like,
before
have
that,
you bumped into a nigga that says, "I don't really rock with Rob"? That's what I'm saying.
Nah.
So so it'll all be like a good welcoming, right?
Right.
Yeah, man. The people that don't look like me, they don't feel like that right away.
But a lot of those parents come from the street. They're not necessarily intimidated by the look.
That's correct.
Yeah.
But they don't want their child to fall into that realm.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? Like I made a joke on Facebook the other day. My son, one of the gifts he asked, two of the gifts he asked for was a North Face bubble, a black North Face bubble jacket, and a Nike ski mask. There's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah.
But he looked like he sounded like a YN. The only thing he missing is some damn black Air Force One. Like he terrorizing the city after that, right?
Right.
So so it's all about the perception.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Like and we have to understand that the way that we look does affect stuff.
Absolutely.
So I'm one of them people that I understand that the way that I look might affect something. So let me put somebody else out there.
Yeah.
And once they get past them, then they can be me, and then and then it's good money because they realize that all of this is funded.
That's smart. That's
you
smart.
know what I'm saying?
That's smart.
So so that's what and man, I want to get into all different types of stuff. My wife told me I better not open another business for the rest of our life. Cause she sees where I go with these things. And
I feel like
that's wasted.
I feel like maybe you feel incomplete if you're not moving and shaking, if you're not building, if you're not making something, if you're not opening a business, or
I do.
You don't feel complete.
I don't, and
that's the vibe I get. Yeah.
And I went through some years of not doing nothing,
and it killed you. It killed you.
I'm not gonna front. I didn't like it initially, but it allowed me to travel with my wife.
Okay.
It allowed me to spend more time with my children.
Yeah.
It allowed me to just create different relationships and stay steady with my family.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then when I get back in the mix, I don't talk to my mother as much. I don't talk to my brothers as much. Neither my sisters. They be fussing me out on text messages. Like, but when I get it all back, I'll be fine.
I got you.
You know what I'm saying?
I got you. Well, look, Rob, I appreciate you coming through, man. Thank you so much.
Hey, man, I appreciate you.
Appreciate you sharing your story with us.
Yeah.
Man, we're gonna kick off. This is gonna be the first interview of 2025.
Oh man, that's dope.
So I'm excited to have you.
Hopefully, I gave you enough content.
Oh, bro, you gave me enough.
Chop it up.
Yeah. We're gonna cut it up. We're gonna reel it up.
Yeah.
We're gonna stretch it out. But thanks again for everybody for tuning in to another episode of the Suited to Serve podcast with Robb Barber. We appreciate you. Please like and subscribe to the podcast, to the YouTube channel.
Big facts.
Thank you so much.